Hi guys, it's Matt from the Sauce Shop. Today we're coming to you with something really interesting, pretty cool. We've been asked by Jissie Sussie, which is a fantastic sauce manufacturer in South Africa. We've been asked to be a judge in their Cowboy Candy King Challenge. So I've got 5 unmarked Cowboy Candy jars. I don't know who made them, if they're private individuals or if they are sauce manufacturers. All I have is a number on top of the lid and delicious cowboy candy inside. So what I need to do is basically do a blind tasting. I'm rating these cowboy candies on 3 categories: flavor, color, and texture. So cowboy candy is sort of traditionally a sweet treat. It's like I'd say maybe a bit like peppered use in a way. The idea is that you candy jalapenos. Guys put all sorts of different flavors in them as well, which is really, really great. And it's sort of something that you can eat on anything. You can eat on crackers, on cheese, sandwich, or just straight out of the jar, which I think is the way we're going to do the tasting today. So what I'm looking for a really, really great cowboy candy is it needs to have sweetness. I think that's really key. The texture of the jalapenos, the fresher they are, that sort of crunch in them, if it's still got a bit of that crunch, obviously after cooking it does go away. Heat wise, I'm not looking for something that's going to blow my mouth off, because it's more something that you would eat like a pickle or pickled onion or something like that. So I don't want something that's going to be too crazy that I would be a bit too scared to eat it regularly or as a lunchtime snack. So that's what I'm looking for flavor. What I really like with regards to what they look like in terms of colors is I like a cowboy candy that looks a bit more like this. I like to see the chilies, the seeds. It's always cool to see different color chilies as well. Some of them have got some really funky looking stuff inside the jar, so I'm really, really excited to get into these. And of course, overall, which one tastes the best? That's what we're here for, right? That's the point. So I'm really looking forward to tasting these, and hopefully you guys will get to have a taste of these soon as well. So let's find out who's got the best cowboy candy. All right, guys, first up, we've got jar number 1. If I look at it in terms of the color, obviously just red chilies. I don't know how close I can get it to you guys. It's red chilies, maybe red jalapenos, which generally are slightly hotter because they've been on the plant for much longer. Let's taste it, let's see. So I think first things first, the smell. There's definitely some sweetness and sugar. I can smell sort of vinegary, briny flavor. Nothing sticking out, immediately. So let's give it a taste. Oh, got to get a good amount on there. All right. Okay. All right. So this one's definitely got a good kick of heat. The sweetness is there, and it's nice because it's not too invasive. So it's a subtle sweetness. It's not something that you're gonna eat and feel like, ooh, that's really, that's really, really sweet or really tart from the vinegar. So the balance between the sugar and the vinegar in this is perfect. It's almost fruity in its sweetness, which makes me really want more. But the heat's definitely there. This is lovely. I would even compare it to the sort of syrupy stuff. Is sort of like canned peaches. It's so nice. Heat wise, I think it's pretty good. I think this is probably about as hot as I'd like it to be. I think hotter than this, and it goes from being something you would snack on to something that you'd eat in a specific meal. This is fantastic. I think to rate it in terms of maybe let's say color and how it looks, the jar was a little empty. I did have a pre-taste before, so it's not as packed and as colorful necessarily, even though those red chilies really look so beautiful. I'm not sure how close you guys can see it, but those red chilies really are fantastic. So I think looks wise, not the greatest for me. I'd give this one a 2 out of 5. However, flavor wise, This one is really fantastic. I mean, the heat's still building. It's good enough heat. It's respectable. You're not gonna eat half a jar of this, but I think the subtle sweetness is what I really like. So yeah, for me, flavor wise, it's definitely a 4 out of 5. I think yeah, it really ticks all the boxes when it comes to flavor. Sweet, a little bit of that vinegar note, and yeah, the texture, the feel, also great. If this is jalapenos, which I think it is, generally they've been on the tree for a bit longer when they're red like this. So yeah, so it's nice that they've still got that little bit of crunch, which is fantastic. I mean, that's really what you want in a Cowboy Candy. So yeah, really fantastic. I think texture wise, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 as well. So yeah, Cowboy Candy number 1, and I think if I total up the scores here, we've got a 10 out of 15. Alright guys, next up we've got jar number 2. When I look at it from the outside, what a great look. It almost looks a bit like acha. Beautiful, beautiful jalapenos, green jalapenos in there. Lots of seeds. Looks like a bit of that sort of like curried spices almost, which is why I said it looks very much like acha. But yeah, I think in terms of the look and feel, I know I've got a few more here that I really, really like the look of. But yeah, for me, this one is 3 out of 5, sorry, for the look, for the color. And let's give it a smell and a taste. Oh yes, okay, so smell, I mean, it's immediate. The sweetness is there, but also there's some spices. It really smells, it smells so nice. It's got good vinegar smell, good sugar, lots of spice in there. I don't know if you guys can see, but really, really nice. Let's give it a taste. In terms of flavor, it's a lot sweeter than the first one, but not overly sweet. The heat's not as hot as this one, and in fact I would say it's really the sweet spot for me, this, between being just too hot and having enough zing to know that you're eating jalapeno. So this is pretty much, I'd say, as hot as you want something like Cowboy Candy, because of course it's the kind of thing that you want to open with a cheese board. You want to maybe have a spoonful or something as a snack. You don't want it to blow the roof off your mouth. So for me, heat-wise, this is absolutely perfect. Flavor-wise, the sugar, the sweetness, I mean, it is a candied jalapeno, so it is there. It's really, really nice. Not too sweet, although it is sweeter than the first. So I really, really, really like the flavor of this one. Texture-wise as well, I think texture, the jalapenos still have that beautiful crunch to them, which is nice. I mean, that's really what you want. So yeah, I think for me, I'm gonna rate this one flavor-wise 5 out of 5, and I'm gonna say texture-wise, same, 5 out of 5. Really, really fantastic. So yeah, this one comes in at a 13 out of 15. All right, guys, let's move on to the next one. Here we got jar number 3. So I think let's take a look at what it looks like. This is probably one of my favorites. We've got beautiful green jalapenos. There's a little bit of mixed color in there, but a yellow coming through. I'm not sure if that's going to be a pepper or a bell pepper. It looks like there's some onions in here. I think these are mustard seeds as well. Yeah, it's a really stacked jar, so it looks so fantastic, doesn't it? Oh, and I see a little red pepper there at the top as well. So yeah, let's get tasting. Ooh, okay, so a lot different smell. Fresh jalapeno, lots of that sort of, not as sweet smelling at least. It smells really, really nice. There's almost something, it's like I want to say, it's almost something smoky. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but let's have a taste. Oh, make a proper mess, yeah. Subtle, very, very slight sweetness. Good mixture of peppers as well, it looks like. There's actually some red and yellows in there as well. This one isn't as sweet, and it's almost relishy to me. It's not coming across as that sort of full-blown sweet candy jalapeno that you expect with a Cowboy Candy. But I think that in a way kind of makes it a bit more versatile. It makes it something that, you know, you might want to eat on something else other than cheese or a cracker or, you know, alongside a cheese board. This on a brewers roll. I'm getting subtle hints of garlic as well, which I think could maybe have been a bit of that smoky flavor I was picking up. But this is definitely great. I think flavor-wise for me, it's going to be a 4 out of 5, and the reason is because I was expecting slightly more sweetness, where this one is a bit more of a versatile. It's definitely got the sugar content. I can taste it. It's not as sugar forward, not as sweet forward. So yeah. Taste-wise, 4 out of 5. I tell you what, this on a brewers roll, I think you are on for a winner. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for flavor. The texture's great. Not as crunchy as number 2, so I'd say also a 4 out of 5 there. I think the look of jar number 3 is fantastic. I mean, really, that's getting your money's worth. It absolutely loaded. It just looks so delicious. So yeah, what does that give us? That gives us a 12 out of 15 on jar number 3. Fantastic. All right, guys. Next up, we've got jar number 4. Not sure if you guys can see that. Jar number 4. This one, I think, is probably one of the most exciting looking ones. I mean, it really looks a bit like a science experiment almost. I mean, there's all sorts going on in there. I can see some strawberries. I'm really not sure if that's pineapple, but we'll have a taste. Jalapenos look great. Some seeds in there, so it just looks like it's just been freshly cut. It looks fantastic. I get the feeling this one's going to be really sweet. Oh, okay. Oh, almost immediate. It smells like jam. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. The sugar content in this is going to be off the charts, I'm sure. It literally smells like a delicious jam. Let's get some of everything on here. So it looks like strawberry. Let's have a go. I'm actually not sure I'm eating jalapenos anymore. This is jam. I mean, this is a jalapeno jam. This is just so good. Oh man. The sugar content in this has got to be crazy, but I mean, it's decadence. Okay, on that second flavor, or second taste, definitely got a hint of the heat, not overpowering at all. It's actually really, really nice. So the first spoonful I had quite a lot of the syrup, so a lot of sugar. On the second spoonful I got a little bit more of that jalapeno flavor and heat, and it's balancing out really nicely. It's got a nice slow burn as well. Yeah, I think for me though, flavor wise, this is a bit too sweet. This would be really great on a you know, really great as a side to a nice cheese board or a lunch or a sandwich or something like that. And something that I think a lot of people, especially with a sweet tooth, would really like. But is it something that I'm going to grab for a snack, have a spoonful? Probably not. It's just a little bit too sweet for me. But the flavors are there. I mean, it is Cowboy Candy, so it should be sweet. So yeah, so for me, flavor-wise, I'm thinking a 3.5, 4 out of 5. It's got all the ticks, all the boxes. But when I compare it to these, I mean, number 2 still, flavor-wise for me, is, I feel like that's what I imagine Cowboy Candy is. And this, it's damn close. So I think I'm going to put this one a 4 out of 5 for flavor. Color-wise or how it looks, I mean, I think it's just fantastic. Like I said, It's a little bit of a science experiment. It just looks like you're going to get some really good stuff in there. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for me there. And then texture, the fruit's nice and soft. The sugary syrup it's a lot thicker than the others, so that's also quite nice. The jalapenos aren't necessarily as crunchy though. So yeah, for me, texture-wise, I'm thinking with 3 out of 5. So that gives us 11 out of 15. Really, really great. I think one more bite before we trace the next one. Okay guys, so we've got the last one up, number 5. So yeah, this one is, I think when I unpacked the box from Jissie Sussie, this was the one that really caught my eye. I mean, look at it, just it's packed with goodness. You've got lots of green jalapenos, there's some red peppers in there as well, lots of seeds, lots of garlic. This one, I think, flavor-wise, might be my favorite. I'm not sure, we'll have a taste, but this one had me the most excited to taste. So I think in terms of color and how it looks, I gave this one a 5 out of 5. Okay, go. Nice and stacked. Ooh, okay. Definitely some curried spices in there too. I don't know if you can have a see, but it's making a mess, but definitely some curried spices. Slight hint of garlic, which is amazing, seeing as there seems to be quite a bit of garlic in here. But yeah, let's give these ones a taste. Oh, all right, I think that's enough garlic for me. Okay, so flavor-wise, subtle sweetness. Not as overly poweringly sweet as maybe some of the others, like number 2 was, or number 4 being the sweetest one. Subtle sweetness. The heat level on this is great. So the heat level on this one is a little bit hotter. I'd say number 1's still the hottest with the red jalapenos. That one's still the hottest. This one's got a really good burn. Slow build up, just hits you nicely. For me though, the sweetness is there, maybe needs to be dialed up a little bit more to be Cowboy Candy, to be candied jalapenos. I get the feeling this one, number 5 and number 3, these are the ones that you want to have boerewors roll at the braai, you know, oh, really, really delicious. This one's heat's really building. This one has the best crunch though. So I think texture-wise, this one's definitely a winner. The sweetness is subtle, which is really nice because sometimes you don't want that overpoweringly sweet flavor. I know some of us with sweet tooth, we love it, but this one I feel like is probably the most versatile and it's got a really, really good kick. In fact, I'm feeling it burn really, really nicely. So texture, those jalapenos are crunchy, delicious. The garlic adds such a nice flavor as well. So I think texture, we got a 5 out of 5. In terms of flavor, it's so hard. I'm so torn because it is really good flavor. Is it sweet enough for Cowboy Candy? I don't know. So I feel like this one's going to be a 4 out of 5. So yeah, that actually makes us a 14 out of 15 on this one. So yeah, it's definitely the best looking. I think flavor-wise, it's there. Maybe a little bit more sugar for those of us that like it a bit sweeter. Very, very versatile product though, and one that I think, you know, looking at the score sheet, deserves best. It really ticks all the boxes. I mean, just look at that. That is just so, so good. All right, guys. So to sum up for the Jissie Sussie Cowboy Candy competition, I mean, really, it's pretty difficult to choose. 5 great products. Of course, I have to have one winner, I guess, and I mean, they've all got good things about them. There's not a bad product here, and but for me, it's jar number 5 that really wins it. after doing the tasting, it did get a little hotter though. So yeah, I think that build-in heat might put some of you guys off. But if you're like me and you like it a little hotter, it's still the winner for me. Oh, jeepers, number 2, I think that's also just excellent. The sweetness in this, so not hot at all. This one is the one that you want to have at the braai to share with your mates. Get number 5 for if you want to make sure your mates can handle some heat. But this is the one that you want to share with your friends at the braai. Share a cheese platter, cheese board, something like that. Really, really delicious. Excellent product. Yeah, and the rest, I mean, they're also all just as good. Number 4 sticks out for me because it's just that science experiment deliciousness, full pieces of fruit in there. I'll never forget the jalapeno strawberry jam. What a delicious product. So yeah, guys, check out Jissie Sussie on Facebook. Check out the Sauce Shop on Facebook. Really happy to be a part of this. I think these are some excellent products, and it just proves that the South African chili market is one of the best in the world. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. I hope you guys enjoyed the reviews. And yeah, we'll see you soon.